But what are you actually going to realize at the beginning of this week? It's going to be absolutely amazing, my gorgeous Aquarius. And I'm talking about the actual week in between the 10th and the 16th of October 2022. At the beginning of this week, you are going to have such an important information, such an important message. And this message is going to make you feel so happy and so excited, because a massive, huge, giant question is about to be answered at the same time. And that question that is going to be answered to you, it's going to come in the actual form of you knowing what the next step and next stage is going to be. And most importantly, the information and message that you're going to have at the beginning of this week that is going to make you feel so happy and so excited. It's about your own achievement. It's about your own success and all the hard work, that was in your life, that was involved, and things that you were kind of working on. This is all going to boil down to this specific moment. This in itself is going to be more powerful time when it comes to your life than you can possibly imagine, because this achievement, it's not only about an amazing achievement that you are going to become aware of when it comes to your success, when it comes to your accomplishment, but it's also at the same time going to mark the brand new stage of your lives. You need to understand that the vibration is going to be completely different. From the beginning of this week, you are going to feel different. You're literally going to feel like you're entering a completely brand new dimension. And most importantly, you are, because the reason why things are going to start changing for you with such a fast speed, it's purely because from the 10th of October, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you are entering a brand new portal. This brand new portal is so exciting, and it means that something quiet, my lord, something that was really kind of so negative in your life that you didn't even realize it like kind of almost like like drained such a huge amount of energy on daily basis, and you didn't realize how much energy this part and this aspect of your life was actually draining. You didn't realize the actual level of drainage that you had, and now this is going to become absolutely evident, how much was something specifically draining you. And this in itself, it's also going to be a really, really healthy sign that it's absolutely time to move on. It's going to be very interesting the way things are going to unfold. So first of all, you're going to become aware of your own success, you're going to become aware of your own accomplishment, but it's going to be really bizarre because it almost like instantly you are also going to become aware of like the specific maybe person that was maybe just draining you a little bit. But now you're not going to see this in a really bad light or in a really dark light or anything like that. You are going to be able to kind of find this vibration so beneficial, because you will be able to understand like kind of a different parts of that picture. And at this moment in time, it is not going to kind of affect you the way you think that it's actually going to affect you. So on one hand, you will know it's all about the actual accomplishment, success and financial stability, but on another hand, it's a lot to do with you personally also kind of knowing what to do, and because you're going to find yourself at such an elevated stage, and you need this in your life. And the reason why you're going to find yourself in such an elevated stage, it's because the brand new portal, it's about to open. And that means not only that you're going to feel such an amazing, inspiring energy from the beginning of this week, but there are going to be like a signs like literally all over. But at the same time, the signs that you are going to become aware of like all over the place throughout the week, it's all going to be keeping like kind of pointing really beautifully and nicely and spiritually towards like the next stage and the next aspects of your life. So there are going to be 3 mind-blowing inspirations that you are actually going to have this week, my gorgeous Aquamarini. 3 mind-blowing inspirations. These inspirations are going to be so important because on one hand, the first inspiration that you're going to have, it's all gonna come through this, signs and through the power of the actual synchronicity. So the first inspiration that you're going to have and the first signs that you're going to have, it's gonna point towards the certain family member, who needs just a little bit of your attention at this moment in time. Okay, so the certain family member is just gonna need a little bit of your attention. Okay. The second sign that you're going to notice that it's also going to kind of inspire you so much, it's going to be with you a kind of a knowing that you're strong enough to make the necessary move, that you will know, oh my God, I'm strong enough to make the necessary move. It's a lot to do with you being brave, but at the same time it's a lot to do with you trusting yourself and following your intuition, and at this moment you will know exactly what am I talking about. And the third inspiration that you're going to have at around the end of the week, it's also going to be huge. And all these inspirations that I'm talking about beforehand, you are going to have a sign. So this is what you need to remember, my gorgeous Aquamarini, that you're going to have a sign. Something is going to happen, so you will know that this, you know what I mean? You're going to have your omen, a really good omen. You're going to have a really good sign, so you will know. Or it's going to, the sign is going to come literally, it can happen in so many different ways. Or it can be through the power of the actual synchronicity. Maybe you will see the certain numbers repeating, do you know what I mean? And then you will know, oh my God, I'm about to have this particular sign, So you will know, because these three signs that you are going to have before you have these inspirations are going to be mind-blowing. And I repeat that this is not just to do with the success and things like that. It's to do with you, it's to do with your happiness, it's to do with the people in your life, but it's also to do with you knowing and understanding exactly what the next stage or next step in your life it's going to be. I can assure you, my gorgeous Aquamarini, I can assure you this so much. Listen, this is in between the 10th and the 16th of October. So I can assure you that there is no way that you will know what is going to be on your mind, especially when it comes to the 14th, 15th and the 16th of October. These 3 days are going to be like a big mama days, And I say that these 3 days are going to be like a big mama days purely because, there is a brand new aspect in your life about to take over. And this is what you have been prepared to for such a long time. You have been prepared for this for a really long time. And this is why spiritually and sacredly, there is no way that you will actually know what is going to be on your mind on the 14th, 15th and the 16th of October. And this will be good and it will be brilliant. But it is going to be to do also with a brand new stage of your life that you are entering, and naturally and spiritually you are not prepared for this stage of your life. You're not prepared for it for a reason, because you are meant to find yourself just as you are going to find yourself, facing an aspect of your life that is just becoming oh my Lord, so attractive and so important and so significant. And you are going to kind of also understand that you are at this moment in time, this is you are really getting to know the new you, because it all goes by this immediate response that you are going to have the first time, that comes from your spirit, from your soul, because it's a very, very much so different when we respond to something that happens in our life completely unexpectedly, so it's different when we respond to the situation that happens completely unexpectedly, opposed to those situations that we are kind of thinking about and we are focusing on and we are waiting for it to happen. You see, this is when the magic literally takes over. You will see through how much you have been, my gorgeous Aquamarini, but you do, oh my God, you do deserve this. This is a really highlighted stage when it comes to your karma. So you're also, by the end of the week, you will get to know the new you. I like it a lot, because it's going to reflect so brilliantly when it comes to the people in your life. You're going to feel so much love around you. You're going to feel so much love from the people who you mean to so much, and this is going to mean to you quite a lot as well, because it's a lot about you really realizing how beautiful and how powerful and how unique you are, but also to those people who know you, like your family members and your greatest friends. And this is going to mean to you quite a lot, because you are going to be thinking about like a really important decision that you want to kind of make at the beginning of this week as well. And that important decision that you're going to be thinking about, it's only one person who's so close to you, so important to you, who is so significant to you, who means to you so much. Only one person can kind of give you the right response to that. Only one person, and this is again bringing you so much closer, with those people in your life. And almost like it's all about you kind of like really getting closer even more to those people in your life, but also becoming aware of how beautiful and how special you are. And almost like as if you didn't have a time to kind of reflect on your life in this particular way, but now it's time, things are about start changing, and I really like it. And going back to the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Aquamarini, so it's all about this absolutely mind-blowing surprise that you are going to have, this success. It's to do with your own achievement, but it is going to have a really nice and delicious element of surprise to it as well. On another hand, when you become aware of this, on this achievement, you're also going to become aware of like almost like, oh my Lord, like I'm getting to some kind of an expert level here. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting to a very much so an expert level of my life. This is how you're gonna feel, and this is brilliant, because now at this stage you're gonna realize like, oh my God, you're so like amazing, you're so like kind of powerful, but you're also going to realize something very, very unique about yourself when it comes to your skills, and this is the moment that it's really going to open so many doors, because you will be left with no option but to think about what is going to be next at the beginning of the week. And you are at the beginning of the week, you're going to find yourself like, like, oh my God, like you're going to find yourself thinking like about something completely different, but this week it's going to be completely spiritual. So you are kind of going to be able to connect and reconnect to yourself without kind of like thinking too much about something specific. Does that even make sense? Okay, sorry. You're going to find yourself like a really kind of at the beginning of the week like thinking about something. Maybe you're going to be meditating, maybe you're going to be relaxing, maybe you're going to be chilling out. My point is that your state of mind, it's going to be very much so relaxed, chilled out. Maybe you're just going to be lying on your bed, maybe you're just going to be walking in the forest, maybe you're just going to be sitting by the water. Whatever is going to happen, you are just going to be kind of like enjoying yourself. You're going to be relaxing. You will be in this relaxed stage. And then you're going to have this like kind of a vision, and something is just going to come to you, some kind of a vision like, oh my God. And this, just remember, this is to do with like after, when you're going to be thinking like, what I'm going to do next, and then you will send this message. It's going to travel through many dimensions, trust me. And then it's about to return to you, in a form of like you knowing and realizing, after you have this vision, exactly what do you need to do. You are going to become aware of something like, what you want to do. Your passion is just going to be ignited at this moment in time. It's all about you feeling extremely creativity just while you're thinking about it, let alone the motivation that this is going to bring. You are going to become aware of also like some kind of new endeavor through your own vision. It's all about following this energized potential, but also at the same time you are going to become aware of the fact that certain things are going to need to change, and you're also going to become aware of a hard work ahead. But this is absolutely brilliant. It doesn't really matter, because this is bringing a fresh inspiration and enthusiasm. So you are going to become aware of, but you know what, I'm just going to have to kind of explore, because it's a lot to do with the new direction as well. And then when you become aware of like some kind of a breaking news on the outside, this is just going to be that tiny like a last thing which is just going to work so brilliantly for you, because you're going to hear some kind of a breaking news and you're going to think something crazy like that you're going to hear, and this is all going to contribute towards you, like a starting like this, like kind of a new direction. It's like about like your understanding, like about starting up the project, but this information is just going to be the final little like kind of like a thing, it's like a little green light, your sign to actually go. And also what I really like at the beginning of the week, you're still not going to kind of know exactly how you're going to do that, and then a couple of days later you are going to like really kind of start to understand this what was like kind of holding you back, what was holding you down. It's a lot to do with you just needing to understand you have to come out of your comfort zone at this moment in time, and then you are going to start getting the different picture, different perspective here. You will be able to see things from a completely different angle, and that in itself is going to help you out so much, because you are going to be facing a very, very difficult choice. And the difficult choice, when you're facing a difficult choice after that moment in time, just remember that you need to go for the option which is a longer but it's safer, This is not the time to cut the corners whatsoever, my gorgeous aquamarini, so you need to remember this. And also this is going to bring you such a powerful key into your life, and I'm talking about the spiritual key here. And the key that this is going to look the spiritual key, it's also going to be consisting a lot of you like being able to do what you want to do, being able to live your life the way you want to live your life, being able to stretch in every kind of every direction you want to stretch in. So it means that so far maybe your hands were like a little bit like you felt sometimes like your hands were tied behind your back, or you felt like way too restricted, and this life is too short for us to be restricted for way too long. So anytime you kind of like really wake up from it, it's like really welcome anyway. But when it comes to that spiritual key, look, it's going to help you also so much. Well, you need to understand there is so much more to it, because this is also like this spiritual key. It's, of course, it's just a part of the progress, what is going to unlock many doors at the same time. But this is that spiritual key. It's also it's going to make you feel so much happier within yourself, with yourself. It's going to make you feel so much happier when it comes to your life in general. But most importantly, that spiritual key that I'm talking about, it's also going to help you a lot to actually get to kind of like a work on a certain addiction. Sorry, it's to do with a very, very unhealthy attachment that it's leaving your life at that moment in time. Okay, so this is what you need to understand. So it's all going to start with you facing like a difficult choice, but it's not really difficult, because you need to kind of like go for the choice that it's longer but safer. Do not cut your corners whatsoever, and it's going to bring you to the part of your life, to the stage of your life, like where you're going to find yourself being so much happier, and you will have less to do. You will be less restricted, and even more so, you're going to be able to get rid of some kind of very, very unhealthy attachment. These are the beginning stages, of course, but it's important. This healthy unhealthy attachment could mean so many different things, but I really do things that you're maybe doing something that you shouldn't be doing, like maybe like maybe the certain addiction and things like that, or some kind of unhealthy attachment you will be able to get rid of. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous aquamarini, also this is a good week. This is very, very exciting week. And that's why I just decided to do this reading slightly earlier and to actually start with you, my gorgeous aquamarini, because the energy is going to be so good. And then this energy almost like kind of it transfers on me, when I'm doing the reading, So this week it's going to be brilliant. So by the time you get to the mid part of this week, this is fantastic, because you've been like kind of working on a certain problem, sadly, that was like created by somebody else. Basically, so somebody else has done something naughty, or somebody else has done created some kind of a problem, manifested some kind of a problem, but it just shows what amazing people you, my gorgeous aquamarinis, are. You are incredible. I cannot possibly believe how much energy you have. You are truly like so good. You're gonna help to anyone who needs help, who you really kind of care about so much. And this is to do with like about about like maybe it's to do with a certain person that is in your life, means to you so much, but they have created a little problem in your life now that you're the only one who can actually deal with this, and you have been dealing with that problem for a while now. And you can't even be angry with that particular person who created this problem, because maybe they're just getting like a little bit older, or maybe they're really sensitive. However they act, they're not evil, they're not vile, they're not horrible, they're just a little bit at the sensitive stage of their life. So you had to take the certain problem on, and you were aware of it. So and you were worrying about it so much. So while you had so many other things to do for yourself, you had to deal with this problem. Do you know what I mean? So it was a bit of like an energy drainer in itself. But the bottom line is that problem, you're going to be rewarded. Just remember that you are going to be rewarded later on, and especially by the time we get to the March and April 2023. March and April 2023. This is when you are going to be rewarded so much. But only then you're going to realize the full extent of the reward that I'm actually talking about. Okay, so just bear with me. So it's to do with you understanding that problem involving that person, it's coming slowly to an end. Everything what you were doing so far, you did the right thing. You did the right thing because you were careful, and you did lots of things like kind of naturally. You did kind of learn when to kind of not to overreact type of thing. So this is brilliant. So the bottom line is, it's to do with that aspect of your life, that problem that was created by somebody else, and now this is all slowly coming to an end. Okay, because that created a burden in itself, and that created so much stress to you, but you were handling this load so perfectly. And now what you need to understand, it's all about it's almost done. And even if you're not aware of it, and even if you hear something negative about that at around the midweek, it doesn't matter. It's almost done. It's a one last push that you need to make. So you may hear something negative or something, oh my God, that made you worried about that specific situation that you had to fix because of someone else. And you may hear something, but don't worry about it, because when you hear certain problem connected to you, just need to know, oh my God, thank God, it's coming to an end. It's that final push that I'm preparing you for. And that final push is brilliant because it's a final push. This is fantastic, and it's coming to an end, and it's going to prevent so many arguments, and you're also going to protect someone so special in your life as well. At the same time, you are protecting that person that created that, so someone very sensitive in your life, but it's also someone of like a huge importance we are talking about. And also, a couple of days after that, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you are just like basically going to have a very interesting idea. A couple of days after that, you are really going to be challenged by someone, or someone is going to like try to wind you up, but you are just going to be at such a perfect state of mind. And the reason why I'm saying this, almost like as if you're going to be challenged by someone, but then again, you're going to be so pleased with yourself, because you will realize, oh my God, I thought that I would react in this way. I thought I would react in that way. I thought that I would explode, and you're going to be so pleased with yourself. And this is the time when you're also going to realize, you know what, I've actually changed quite a lot in the best possible way. You became wiser, you became smarter, and this is your karmic reward. And even more so, after that moment in time, you are mentally getting prepared for something here, something so big. You're getting mentally prepared, you're getting a courage, and you're gaining a clarity, because at the time when you weren't too sure what you're doing, if you're doing the right thing, you're just going to realize now, like, oh my God. And this is all going to boil down towards you like a really having a very much so interesting idea here, but the strategy is going to be needed, and also the strong communication is going to be needed from you in order to take this interesting idea. But you will know what this is, because you are instantly going to feel like you want to declare something, you want to talk about something, you want to talk about something about that interesting idea that I'm talking about. So you will know what this is. And also, at around the midweek, the message, you will see the message that you are going to have, and what you're going to be told at around the midweek. It's to do with an aspect of your life that just hasn't been happening. It's something very, very personal to you. This is like really extremely personal, and an aspect of your life hasn't been happening and for a while now, for the last like about 9 to 10 months at least. So the message is going to be like, the message is going to surprise you, because you thought that this like aspect of your life is just not going to work for you, and there you go, a little surprise here. And this in in itself, it's also going to show you exactly like that news and information, what to kind of like focus on at this moment in time, and what to kind of stick to at this moment in time, in terms of the actual concentration. This is going to be brilliant because it is going to require from you to kind of like put a little bit more energy into it, because the more your energy you put into it right now, you're going to gain more out of it. Of course, there is so much more to come out of that aspect of your life indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Aquamarini, it's just like, oh my god, I like, seriously, I'm not being funny, but this is probably one of the most powerful weeks I have ever done for you. There is so much that is going to be happening, but you will see from the beginning of the week, the energy and vibration, it's gonna be mind-blowing. And don't be surprised when you suddenly want to connect and reconnect with the people who you haven't seen in a while, in a long time, and almost as like if you're gonna be blaming yourself, oh, why I didn't see him, why I didn't see her, I love him, I love her. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. It is never too late, literally. So this is why there is so much that is going to be happening throughout this week when it comes to your personal life, but also when it comes to your financial situation and your success as well. By the time you get to the last part of this week, you know, it's just basically, you know, you will see that the certain situation, you know, in your life, something that you blame yourself for from a long time ago, an aspect of your life that you blamed yourself from a long time ago, from a long time ago, you blame yourself for the certain aspect of your life, like you did something, maybe you like kind of invested in something and you shouldn't have, maybe you kind of like gave lots of money to something but you shouldn't have, something that you have done, but it's a lot, it's quite to do with maybe money or something like that, some kind of investment, something that you blamed yourself so much, so badly, and this was affecting you actually, and now this is going to be highlighted at around the end of the week, and it's almost like you couldn't forgive something to yourself, and now you are reaching a very special stage in your life because you're gonna kind of like really be reminded of that situation, and now suddenly for the first time in your life you will be able to see this situation like completely differently, in a completely different light. You will be accepting this situation. You're gonna accept this, that is something that you have done, and you shouldn't be blaming yourself for it, because there's the longer you blame yourself for it, you know, longer it's going to take for something else to appear. So it's all about you now suddenly thinking about that aspect of your life, and like kind of realizing, do you know what, actually I don't even feel so bad about it anymore. So it's all about you understanding that this is something that you need to accept, and at the same time, by you accepting that part of your life, you're just going to prevent like so much like of arguments, you know, unnecessary arguments and bickering that could actually go on. So you see how many different aspects are actually going to be connected to this situation. So you are going to prevent completely unnecessary arguments, but also at the same time, it is just something that was making you feel so defensive, like every single time when you would think about. So now this defensiveness is going, which is brilliant. So I think also that you were fighting with yourself because of this. So it's all about you evolving, growing, and literally kind of moving onto the next level and the next stage of your life. And you know, you will, by the end of the week, you're going to realize how much you have actually achieved, my gorgeous Aquamarini, over the last 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 months, how much you have achieved. You know, you will be able to see so much and understand so much about yourself. And for the love of God, always remember to give a credit to yourself when the credit is due, literally. And it's not only about you realizing how much you achieved, but you're going to realize that you are getting to very, very close, you know, to an aspect of your life that is going to literally change absolutely everything. And this is where you're going to realize, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you are getting closer to your dream. You're getting closer to something so powerful. You're getting closer to the life that you've just dreamed, that you could have only dreamed of, you know, for such a long time. And I don't mean anything bad by saying this, but it's just kind of gonna, this is gonna be the moment where you're gonna realize, not only that you're getting closer to something so big, but at the same time, it's going to provide you with the spiritual bridge, because at that moment in time, you're also going to become aware of the fact that you need to make a really important decision that you need to be really brave, decision that you need to be really strong, because the decision that you're going to need to make, you're really going to have to like kind of understand that that decision is the natural next step forward. But at the same time, the decision that you're going to need to make, you're going to feel like, oh my God, I need to be brave, I need to be strong, because it's going to involve someone who is like very much so strong in energy and a little bit intimidating, like a lot intimidating. So this is going to be on your mind quite a lot, and this is why you're going to find this so difficult. So the decision that you're going to make, my gorgeous Aquamarini, it's all going to be about you needing to be brave, but you're going to have to speak to someone, to talk to that person. So this is something that you're going to need to do, and you speaking to that person, you're talking to that person. This is the time when you need to be brave, you need to be strong. Okay, you need to stay grounded, you need to stay centered, because you need to speak to that person, you need to discuss something, you need to put your point across, because but while you're doing this, you're gonna kind of prevent an unnecessary tower in your life. So this is something that you're gonna need to do. An unnecessary tower, obviously a necessary situation where like, oh my God, like so much would be messed up for you, and it would kind of bring you the situation which would kind of blow you away in such a way where it would affect your balance. It would really kind of throw you out of balance, because a lot would change in a kind of bad way. So you see, this is like, again, the moment in time when you're going to realize how powerful and strong you are, and how, you know, what a great responsibility you have, my gorgeous Aquamarini. You are like a little angel. Honestly, how much you have actually done so far, how many people you actually took care of, how many people you've actually helped. You're not even aware of it, my gorgeous Aquamarini, because you're so humble. I love you so much because of that, because I know the power of your own purity. So you right now, when you become aware of that person that you're going to need to discuss something and put your point across, you know what I mean? And now you're again preventing like an absolutely unnecessary tower in your life, which wouldn't actually really involve you only, but so many other people are gonna find this beneficial, super powerful, and super positive indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.